It's a good place to stop there. Hey, this is Carl Brown for GL365.com. Today we're going to continue our look at Lenny by Stevie Ray Vaughan. Now I'm going to start here where I left off in part 2, and we're going to basically take care of most of the main guitar solo to where I just stopped there, just so we can get a good midpoint. So then the rest of the solo and the whole outro section will be in the next lesson. All right, so we're here. Still have the pickup. We're going to be doing some pickup switching here. So we're still in basically, I guess, the 4th position you want to call it, between the neck and the middle position. And coming out of that last chord, when he picks across it, we have this first phrase. All right, so that's kind of an extended. This main solo's got a lot of long licks in it. So let's start with the kind of similar that we've done before in the previous videos. That's sliding into 9 from 7 on the low E, over to 7 on the A, and then do a quick hammer pull between 7 and 9, back to 7, over to 9 on the low E. And then you can play 7, 9 on the A. And then we start a series of triplets. So the feel changes here. It just says. So you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we just played that 7, 9, right? So we're going to slide 9 to 11. So pick 9, slide to 11, over to 9 on the D. Then pick that 9 again, hammer on 11, and then pick 9 on the G. So that's the first 2 groups of 3. Now from that 9, pick 9, hammer 11, back to the 9. One more time. And you're going to come up top here. That's 12, 9 on the high E, 12, 9 on the B, and then 12, 11 on the G. All right, and now we're going to mix it up a little bit. It's still kind of a triplet feel, but he throws a little quick trill in there. So it's a quick trill between 9 and 11 on the G string, over to 11 on the D, and then the double stop of 9 on the the G and the B string, then 11, 9 on the D. So far from the top note. One more time. All right, now we do another trill from where we're at right now, over to 11, 9 on the A string, back to the 11. Then it's a quick slide down to 7, then 9. So from the top note, and then hammer 7 to 9 on the low E, play 7 again, down to the 5. And that's really the end of that run. And then we're going to have kind of that similar which is sliding into the 9 on the low E, over to 7 on the A, hammer 7 to 9, back to 7, low E open. All right, next phrase sounds like this. All right, some really cool stuff there. So we're gonna start here with a little double stop on the 12th fret across the B and the high E string. And as soon as you pick those two, hammer quickly onto the 14th fret there on the B string, so with this, back to the 12s, and then pick them again and slide to the 14s, so with this. One more time. Then we're going to come down here and start the kind of the same way, but at the 7th fret. So we have this. You're going to start with that hammer on, 7 to 9 on the B while you're holding the bar across these two strings. So we have this. Pick it as soon as you hammer on, and then do a quick little trill on that B string while obviously still holding the double stop over to the 9 on the G. So we have this. Back to the double stops there on the top there. So we have this so far. Back to the 9 on the G, and then we start this little ascending run. You're going to roll over to the 9th fret on the D and slide to 11 and play 9, 11 on the G. And so what's going on there? We have bar now at the 9th fret there across the B, the G, and the D string, and you're going to pick those two and hammer on. Actually, just go ahead and hold the 10th fret on the B and the 9 across the G and the D. And when you pick, just hammer on the 11th fret on the D. Little vibrato bar action there, and then you're going to come up and grab the 17th fret on the high E and slide it down. So I'll play that together slowly. All right, next phrase. A little bit shorter. All right, so we're going to start with the bend here at the 15th fret on the high E string. Then 15, 12. Then you're going to pull off 15 to 12 on the beat. And then slide bend to the 14th fret on the G. Then pick 14 again and pull off to 12. Over to 14 twice on the D string to 11. All right, now we have this next little phrase here. All right, so that's 12th fret on the low E, 10 on the A, slide 12 to 14 on the A. Then hammer 12 to 14 on D. So just get that much down, because then it pauses slightly as it holds that note. And then we go to the double stops here, which we've seen already in this song, at the 12th fret on the G and the B string. Do that, and then back to the D string, 14th fret. Do that twice. Sorry. Now I'll do the double stops at the 14th fret on those two strings. Then back to the D string, 14th fret, and then back to the 12s. And then you're back to the 14th fret on the D. And then we have to end it, which is 12, 14 on the D to 12 on the G. All right, now we're going to switch pickups here. It's our first pickup selector switch. So switch down to the bridge pickup, and we have this first phrase. All right, so we're going to slide from 2 to 4 on the A, then 2 on the D, back to 4 on the A. And then we have 5 on the D, 2 on the D. Then open D, then 2 on the A, and 1, 0. You got to make it really snappy and that kind of weird rhythm at the very end. So it sounds like this one more time. All right, next phrase. All right, so that one's a little bit longer. It's really kind of two parts there, but they were so connected, it's kind of hard to break them up into one phrase. So we're going to start here again with a slide 2 to 4 on the A string, then 2 on the D, back to 4 on the A, so just like before. But now when we grab the 5th fret on the D string, do a whole step bend, and then play 5-2. All right, now we have this kind of a string crossing lick, really. So we have open D string, then the 2nd fret on the A string, then 2nd fret on the G. So just get that much of it, and then do a quick hammer 0 to 1 on the G, and then 2 on the D, open low E. All right, now we have a finally repetitive lick. That's hammering 0 to 2 on the D, and then the low E string. Do that 4 times, then we have so we're gonna start after you're doing the do a quick hammer 0 to 2 on the D, then back to the open D, then 2-1 on the A, and then a quick 0-1 little trill, then 3-0 on the low E. So we had this so far. All right, and now we get to this little repetitive thing where the best way to kind of lock into this is really knowing what the sound, where those accents are done on the recording. But what he's doing is, first of all, just do this. Open A to the 3rd fret on the low E. So he's just really accenting the upstroke on that A string and then hitting the downstroke on the low E string. But while he's doing that, if you listen to the recording, you'll hear when he's going. So just get familiar with where those are at. But what those are quick little pull-offs from 1 to 0. So we have this. All right, so just a really violent pull-off is what it is. All right, and then we're gonna open D, open E, low E, then hammer 0 to 2 on the D, and then back to the low E, open, 2 on the G, low E, open, a little quick hammer from 0 to 1 again on the G string, and then the low E, open. So he keeps going back to that low E string. Okay, kind of one of those things. Now we're going to switch to the neck pickup. And the next lick sounds like this. All right, so we're going to be quick little low E open string, a little bit muted. Now what you want to do is hold a bar across the 2nd fret on the B, G, and D strings. You're going to hit an upstroke across the B and the G, and then hit the 2nd fret on the D with a downstroke. So then go and hit the upstrokes again on those 2 strings, and then the open G. So we have this. Then the 2nd fret on the D, and then a trill between the open D and the 2nd fret. All right, and now this next part is pretty fun. It sounds like this. All right, so kind of kept going there. So we're gonna start this by sliding into the 14th fret on the G string. And when you get that 14, you're sliding into a bend. And then you play the 12th fret of them. And then do a quick little. You're gonna pick 14, pull off to 12 on the D, and then the same thing on the A. And then do that a couple times. Now on the third one here, you're gonna do that bend, and then grab the 12s at the G and the B together, and then 14, 12, 14 on the D. Then a slight bend to the 12 on the G and back to the 14, 12, 14 on the D. Yeah, actually, that's a pull off there. So we have the. All right, now we're going to kind of an ascend here. All right, so what's going on there? We have this. The double stops at the 12th fret and the G and the B together. Then 14 on the G. Back to those double stops, and then the 14 again, but this time bend it because it's starting this ascending blues lick, kind of familiar blues lick there, into the roll there, the B and the high E 12th fret. So you hit the 12th fret there on the B string like 4 times. Then we have this. So that's 15 on the B, then 12, 15, 12 on the high E. Then 12 again, slight bend at 15. And we're going to end this lesson with this last lick. All right, so that's kind of a very classic Stevie Ray Vaughan there. Bending at the 17th fret there a few times on the high E. 15, and then over to 17 on the B string. All right, so we're going to pick up where I left off there, so make sure you get all those notes underneath your fingers. Just memorize each phrase individually, and stay tuned for the last lesson. I'll see you then.